session, we talked about how we can facilitate transformation in human being. So we decided that we are going to follow some steps for individual transformation. So the first step is individual transformation. Now, to change the ethos, it involves a long drawn effort for transformation at the personal level. This involves three important sub-steps. The first sub-step is that we have to verify the proposals which are set out throughout this subject discussion. These proposals will be verified on your own right, that is, on the basis of your natural acceptance and on the basis of your experimental validation. The outcome of this is right understanding, that is understanding the harmony, as well as right feeling, that is the feeling of harmony, and right thought, which is the thought of how to live in harmony. So once we verify these proposals, the outcome will be we will be able to develop right kind of understanding, feeling and thought. So the behavior, work and participation will be guided by this understanding of the harmony at various levels. So if you remember, when we were working on individual based society, where the society was having different or opposing goals, this was our state. Can you see it to the left hand side? Yes. So because of this, right now what we are seeing is the inhumane society, where assumptions are based on money is everything, where individuals are involved in accumulation by any means, there is domination, exploitation and fear in the society, and there is mastery and exploitation over nature. But now when we go towards this process of transformation, so this personal transformation once achieved, we are going to reach to the society which is family based society. So here families are having common goal. Now instead of imaging based on assumption, we are having contemplation of the things which we are doing, and then we are participating in the larger order, that is in the relationships. We are understanding and determining, we are realizing and authenticating. So basically we are trying to live in the coexistence which is already there in the nature. We have seen that already this coexistence is getting maintained at different orders. Only this human being order is not fulfilling this coexistence part. But once we go through this transformation, we are going to progress towards individual transformation. So the second sub-step is to be aware of yourself, of your imagination, that is desire, thought and expectation every moment. With this awareness, you will know the content of your imagination and also all accumulated acceptances which are your sanskar. So the right understanding which I have developed for performing addition is that when I add two numbers, I have to count them together. Now after I have developed this understanding, now I have to be aware of what I am actually doing when I am performing that addition. Can you see that? Very simple example. So now if I understand the addition concept and I do not follow it while I do the operation, there is no means of understanding it. There is no use of understanding it. So now what I am going to do, whenever in my work behavior I am interacting with people around me, I am going to be aware of what is happening within me, that is my imagination. What are my desires, what are the thoughts going on, what are the expectations which I am setting from people or from situation. So with this awareness, and once I know that this is what is going on within me, I'll be able to identify my responses also. Those responses are accumulated over time, and that has formed my sanskar now. So, sanskar is the acceptance which is derived from the summation of all our imaginations from all the time. So, basically, when we want to put up the sanskar in terms of a formula, you can see that when I say it is a sanskar, that is the acceptance derived out of summation of desires from all the time, thoughts from all the time, and expectations from all the time. Now I am looking at myself, so I have this sanskar of giving some reaction when somebody is not doing the work as per my expectation. So this has happened over time. This is the way I have developed it. This is the mechanism I have developed to respond to people if it does go well or if it does not go well. So now I am being aware of this kind of reaction. Now, I have to see that this kind of sanskar is there within me. So what I have to do is, we have to know this fact also, that sanskars can be updated over time. We have sanskar at say one particular moment of time, and at next moment of time, if we try to change it, it can be changed. So the new sanskar which can be formed will be sanskar at t+1 time is based on what was my previous sanskar, what is the environment around me, and what is the self exploration which I have done for myself. So the happiness or unhappiness depends on the content of imagination and my sanskar. So we will try to evaluate this once we go further. Now if we take example at this moment, that my imagination and sanskar, if it is in line with the natural acceptance, then there is harmony. And if there is harmony, we know that there is happiness ensured and it is continuous in time. But if my imagination or my sanskar is not in line with the natural acceptance, then there is disharmony, and that is leading to the unhappiness. We will see to it. Okay. Now, with the awareness of our imagination, of our sanskar, we will go for self-evaluation. Now we will learn this art of evaluating whether my sanskar is as per my natural acceptance or not. So first of all, we have to identify the root desire behind each imagination. So once we go through it, we will come to know that there is some feeling behind that desire, or there is some purpose behind that desire. Now once I am able to see that I want to eat something, that is my desire. So now I am going to see what is the feeling behind that. So I can see that because I want to eat something, my feeling behind is that right now my body is needing some food. So this is how I identified feeling. I identified that my body is feeling hungry. So that feeling I identified. Behind my desire, it might happen that there is purpose. There is some purpose. So, I want to take a walk in the morning to some place. That is my desire. So, every morning I wake up, I want to take walk. So, what is the, what is the base of this desire? So, what is the root of this desire is that the purpose is I would like to maintain my healthy routine throughout the day, and this walking activity is giving me nice kind of feeling. When I take walk, I feel fresh, and that is how I am able to focus in my work. So I have identified this purpose. Now when we talk about the feeling, now I have to see whether that feeling is naturally acceptable or not. So what I have seen is that that hungry feeling is yes naturally acceptable to me because I am feeling hungry. whatever is needed for my body to continue its day-to-day activities. It needs some energy, and for that it needs food. So this feeling of having this hunger within my body is naturally acceptable to me. Okay, now the example of taking a walk, so it has got some purpose behind it. Now I have to see whether that purpose is matching the natural purpose or human values or not. When I take a walk, whether it is suitable for my body. So I identify that yes, I have to keep myself active, and that is how that natural purpose of keeping the body active is getting fulfilled because of this desire of taking walk. It might happen that we would like to check the human values behind that purpose. So once I do it for feeling and purpose, if it is in line with the sanskar, then it is going to lead to the harmony, and therefore it will lead to happiness. So this is how, if self-evaluation is done, it will help to regain that sanskar or clean out the sanskar if it is not based on the natural purpose, naturally acceptable feeling. This is how, if I am able to evaluate that this particular sanskar of mine, okay, is not as per the human values, then because I did the self-evaluation, I'll be able to see that it is not giving me happiness. So now I am going to clean out this sanskar, because basically humans have this aspiration of living in harmony and happiness, and that too continuously. So when I identify this particular sanskar of mine is not able to keep me happy all the time, so this is now it in my hand that I should be able to change it. So that has happened only because I did the self-evaluation. Now once I did the self-evaluation, when I found out a new sanskar over time, then I found that it is in line with the natural acceptance of mine, then I'll try to bring that kind of activity in my day-to-day responses, and this is how it will be reinforced. If it is good, it has to be there with me, it will be there accompanying me throughout my day-to-day activities. And during self-evaluation, if I find that it is not giving me harmony and happiness, I'll take the efforts and try to change it. So once I verify that with earlier sanskars this was happening, and with this new sanskar if this is happening, then I am going to change it and I am going to bring it to my day-to-day responses, and this is how it will be reinforced. So next step is what? Once I did it for myself, now I am taking care that it can be shared with others also. So creating mass awareness towards holistic development is the next step. So with the right understanding and right feeling within me, it will be possible for me to develop this willingness and capacity to share it with others. So this is natural. If we find out something which is useful, which is good, we have this natural tendency of sharing it. So sharing is the next logical step. Now you are facilitating and developing other people to have this right understanding, right feeling and right thought within them. So it involves a dialogue and discussion with a view to facilitate self-exploration in the other. Now it can be in the form of informal talks or formal workshops.